Welcome one and all, my name is Tawess and today I'm with Stuffy. This is a king crab. It's a very big mech. It was very small. This is a catapult in map scale. So what I was thinking was, how about I actually 3D print some mechs in the scale they would be if they were actually relevant relative to the map? Because as you know, the map in Battletech is a completely different scale from the mechs. Basically, a mech takes up half a hex, plus minus a little bit. So I use that to scale one of these mechs to the scale of a regular mech. And they came out at about centimeter or two. Very small, tiny little things. But yeah, I don't know whether I'm interested in this as a concept, but I thought it was going to be fun to just paint up a few of these small 3D printed mechs just to show what a mech would actually look like in comparison to the regular models of mechs. Now they're being painted up as Alexander's Advanced Solutions, which is my own merc company, and yeah, I in my defense, these things are tiny. I'm zoomed into the max, so my usual marking is where we can actually see what I'm doing. It's completely off. Terribly sorry about that. You'll have to live with it. I figured it out after a while. Also, I mean, you have seen me paint mechs before. These are very basic. This is like epic scale things. The thing is smaller than my thumbnail. It's tiny. That hex it's sitting on is a regular hex base in size. I don't think I can explain how small that is. So yeah, we're not going to do any fancy painting. It's just slap on a base coat. We're going to slap on some silver. We're going to give it a wash. But yeah. So as I said, map scale. It is it 1 to 2000? I don't know. I can't remember. I consider putting up a game with like this, where mechs are actually correct scale to the hex maps. It's quite a fun idea. But the question is, of course, what to do elsewise. I mean, you can't do infantry, because they would be like pebble size. You can basically take a base, dip it in fine grit sand. Congratulations, you now have an infantry base. I consider just printing out some vehicles and stuff too. And as I said, set up basically a portable Battletech. Much like people have done for Epic and for the tiny version of Fantasy Battles. Because you have the smallest map scale. It is a decent size for that sort of thing, like a skirmish engagement. You can magnetize these bases and just have a magnetized carrying case. Now, I'm not going to do that for several reasons. A, I don't have the space or time right now, and B, I don't have the crafting skills to do it. But that's one thing you could consider doing. Now, these mechs comes from Matt Mason over at using Zoology over at my mini factory, among other things and places. He makes great mechs. They are pseudo MVO style, which means that they're definitely inspired by MVO style, but they're also their own thing. They are regular 28mm scale, and I scaled them down, and they held up surprisingly well. A few details were lost, but most things came out intact. For example, the archer, which is going to come up here, it lost its flaps. The flaps on the archer went, and every gun barrel you could consider went. Anything smaller than that thing just went. But my printer managed to handle it, and my printer is an old printer, so it was a fun experiment. When I say old, I mean I'm not like old, but it's a Mars Pro. It's a Mars 1 Pro. It is not a good printer in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, basically you could print out a pile of these. I managed to fit about 10. I think, no, 4, 8, 12. I managed to fit 12 on them. 3 lances onto one print plate. Took me half the day to set up the supports for these things. If you can think of that when you think of me. Okay, I'm not complaining, but yeah, it took half a day to set up the supports. Two failed prints, and then this, which actually came out pretty good. But the thing with these, of course, is that while the houses are in perfect scale, maps are way more immersive in this scale. As I noted, the mechs are tiny. You're not going to get a lot of detail in these. You're going to have to accept what they are. Now, you might wonder why I'm doing this, because if you follow my Twitter, you would have seen the Armless Atlas, and that's another project that's going right now. And I have a building project going on right now too, so there's a lot of things going on right now. I'm not going to show anything of it right now, but basically the Atlas may or may not be inspired by a certain horse, motorcycle, car riding spirit of vengeance. But it's going to take a lot of shopping and filing and thinking, so it'll take some time. That's what I'm saying. Everything takes time, but yeah, you know how it is. Beyond that, new year, new me. No, not exactly new me, but we're gonna. That's what it is, you know. This is Raven, by the way. Painting the weapon on this one is done from memory, because there is no way to see where the actual weapons are. It's like I seem to remember it has one weapon in the left torso, in the right torso, and in one arm. And I mean, the idea for this squad as such was basically long range with a skirmisher to protect them and a recon mech. And the skirmisher could work as a spotter too. So basically 2 mechs can work as a spotter, a EMC protection, and then 2 long range angry mechs. I don't know. Tell me if it's a good one, if it's a bad one, I don't know. I'm not up on the meta. I'm completely unmetad. But yeah, basically now slapping on some strong tone to make sure that they actually look like something. Because again, I'm not going to sit there and pick out details on mechs I barely can see the details on. I'm not that hardcore. I know the people who are painting 6mm soldiers in correct Napoleon uniforms with faces. That is not me. Just saying, that is not me. But as you can see, once finished up with my blue stripe and everything, they don't look bad. And I would say from a distance they look good, but this is about as far out as you can see anything. But they are mechs. They read as mechs, and that's the main part. The main part made me happy. These read as mechs. Now, if you're interested in me throwing together a lance or 2 more of these, as you can see, here's comparison. That is this little Phoenix Hawk, and that's a regular Phoenix Hawk. That's a regular model. That's the meta mech. It's tiny. Do you understand how tiny that is? Anyway, it's that. I'm looking forward to setting up a game, maybe. And film that. Show it on the channel. I don't know. You tell me. Now, we are going to go to the beauty shots, and I'm going to leave you for this video, and until next time, stay safe, be kind, and as always, do play fair. Bye.